Hey everyone, I hope you are having a wonderful time. Today I'm going to share my experience of using this newly released SMSL Audio DO200 Mark II digital to analog converter. I did review the original DO200, which still uses the very same digital to analog converter chip, but this one is slightly upgraded and updated. Now it has the better display that feature on this DAC, as well as the remote control, and XMOS is now 316 instead of 216 on previous generation. Those are the few updates and upgraded features that they included in this year released. Previous DO200 I did review in like exactly a year ago. Original DO200 sells for around $490 in US dollars. This one sells for $470, so which is $20 cheaper, which is very rare in this industry, in audio industry. After all these years, many new iteration or new releases, nothing has been cheaper than previous generation most of the time, but not this one. This one is slightly cheaper, as well as much improvements that we can notice. One of my favorite improvements is the remote control. Let's go through the menu system here. If you hit the middle button in the dial, that is it will take you to the main menu. So that is all the control that you can do up and down on the dial, and you will be able to go through all the inputs as well as outputs, and then PCM filter as well as sound color. So I use standard, pre-mode, very same menu system as the SU10. You can reset it, factory reset. So those are the all the things that you can control. Another good thing is the if you're a big fan of MQA playback, this one has the MQA through AES, optical, coaxial, USB. So those digital inputs, this one is compatible with MQA, as well as 32-bit 768K PCM playback and DSD native playback support, so which is a great option to have. So menu system, very simple and very easy to go through. So if you compare to original DO200 by look alone, if the screen is off, you will have hard time telling it from a distance. All the performance and everything should be the same, but this one may have slightly tweaked in sound signature, especially in like mid-range area. It's slightly more refined compared to previous generation. This one is somewhere similar to like D300 kind of sound quality and sound signature, more high-end, hi-fi, more refinement in the upper range of frequencies, but you will have hard time telling the big difference, okay, unless you throw them back to back and play the sound. Then you may notice all the tiny bit of minor differences. Digital inputs are same as the previous generation. It has 6 digital inputs: I2S, USB, Bluetooth, AES, optical, coaxial. So those are all the inputs that you can have for this little DAC, and you can have good quality sound without spending tons of money. And if you already have original DO200, this may not be the upgrade for you. So I really like the original DO200, but I slightly prefer D300 for my personal preference and taste in overall sound quality. Although it may be cheaper than this DO200 series, but the D300 has a really good refinement and sound signature and sound quality that I enjoy listening to it. If you have DO200 original or D300, I will say your upgrade is the SU10. That is the ultimate upgrade. If you are shopping for new DAC in this price point under $500, this DO200 Mark II is great option for you to choose from, and it has the really good dynamic range as well as good quiet DAC that you can have. I try with Pisces DDC from Musician Audio, connecting I2S cable to this DAC and USB cable to that DDC, which I can clearly notice in overall more refinement and sound quality becoming like closer to SU10 DAC. You can unheard that what you already hear. So now SU10 is my favorite Delta Sigma DAC in terms of performance and sound quality and refinement and everything combined. If you are using it as the standalone high resolution DAC that you can have. This DO200 Mark II is the almost like 70 to 75% of our performance comparable to SU10 DAC in terms of sound quality. So what will make different is the refinement and the separation between the notes. The instrument separations, SU10 totally shows the in different class. This DO200 Mark II will have a lot of similarity, but it will be slightly decreased in refinement and separations, and such as airiness and that kind of micro detail and nuances and everything that it can produce. But for those of you who is shopping for good sounding, high performance DAC with a lot of digital inputs as well as fully balanced DAC with high resolution audio compatible, MQA compatible, this DAC is great option for you to choose from because it's under $500. It can also use it as a pre-DAC, meaning you can connect to your power amplifier or your power speakers and you can control the volume control knob from here. So that feature will work fine if you do not have experience of using dedicated passive preamp or even active preamplifier. If you really compare that kind of pre-stages and this built-in volume control, what happens is if you listening through a power amplifier with this pre-stage with one all-in-one stage that they have, DAC and pre-volume control basically. So what happened is the sound is a bit light. I mean that the depth is not that great and the sound is a bit thinner than if you are using as a DAC alone. So my suggestion is you want to have even like volume control knob, like a lot of passive volume control knob that you can buy online for like less than $100, and those will get the job done. Okay, if you're gonna pair with power amplifier, if you really want best sound quality out of your system, that dedicated pre-stage or passive preamp will be the great choice instead of using DAC as a pre-DAC doing all the job, because sound improvement and sound quality increasement is very much noticeable if you're gonna do that. So that is my recommendation. What I like about this DO200 Mark II is the overall sound quality. It has a great refinement for the price. It doesn't bore you with the flat and like very neutral sound. This one has a slight hint of a warmness in mid-range to upper mid-range area. So some may find it that is a bit soft if you're really used to some really flat and neutral sounding DACs in general. But this DAC can totally give you update and upgrade on your performance. But please keep in mind, this kind of DAC is synergy dependent. Okay, so you have to have a great synergy to get the best out of your system. So if you already love SMSL sound and the sound quality and refinement, and this could be the great choice that you can upgrade to. I tried both of these speakers, JBL L100 Classic 75th and this Musician Night One speakers. I think they pair really well, but I like overall refinement and sound signature and detailed sound of JBL L100 Classic 75th together with DO200. So I will have my sound demo with the JBL speakers because people will prefer I use the very same speaker that what you will hear in this video. So when it's come to stereo image and depth and overall soundscape is slightly less than the other DAC like SU10 or even my musician R2 DACs and that kind of comparison. But it's not bad at all. It's one of the really good sounding, and it has a great stereo image and soundscape that you can have in this price point. Because the price different, what it can increase is the that kind of refinement, resolution, as well as three-dimensional like notes that it can recreate in your listening area. That's why price go up, and it has the increasement in performance and sound quality, but good stereo image with very good spacious sound. This is a great choice. It's still one of the great buy in my opinion if you are shopping for a DAC under $500. Overall user experience, compatibility, menu and features and functions and build quality, I don't think you will have better DAC than this in this price point. Only comes down to your personal preference, synergy with your system, and what brand or what sound color or sound signature you like. But this one has plenty of sound color that you can play around with. All my listening section, all my sound demo will be recorded as it came from the factory because that's how it should be. So that is my experience, my friend. If you are shopping for under $500 DAC with reference great sound quality without spending a lot of money, this could be great choice. And speaker pairing, I will suggest you to pair these with speakers such as CAF Q series, or like even if you like CSS audio, you can totally pair with the 1TDX or 2TDX, as well as the a lot of speakers with soft dome tweeters or metal dome tweeter. It should work really well, and the sound quality totally reflect the asking price and probably exceeded the asking price in terms of price and performance and sound quality that you can get. So that's it, my friend. Enjoy your music. Thank you very much for watching and happy listening.
Something heavenly led me to great. On the bass, Mr. Torigoe Keisuke-san. On the guitar, Orima Yosuke-san.